Hey, Detroit Lions fans, we got to talk. Hello, everyone. My name is Derek, and welcome back to Detroit Lions Syndicate. You already know what we do on this channel, and so subscribe to it, and we'll go from there. Listen, y'all know every now and then I got to get stuff off my chest, and this is one of them times. I know we signed a couple players: Mike Hughes, former first rounder, Chris Board, and another guy that broke not too long ago. And I don't even think those picks, those signings are worth talking about, right? Now I just got to keep it 100. So this could be a long video, it could be a short video, but every now and then, man, I have to remind myself why I do this, right? The Detroit Lions, we have picked in the top 4 for 4 years in a row. And a lot of people like when Brad Holmes got hired, he used the word retool. We knew it was a full-blown rebuild. Now, when people use the word rebuild, it had to be a foundation there. It was not with the Detroit Lions. The closest I think we've had to a foundation since the Barry Sanders era, Wayne Fontes 1991, was probably Jim Caldwell. Jim Caldwell, no matter what happens with the Jim Caldwell thing, I won't be able to get over that until I see something different, right? And Matt Patricia was not that. He was not it. That was a colossal failure by the organization. When he got hired, and we kind of knew, we said that it would set us back for 6 years. And that's exactly what it's done. It's been 4 years since he's gotten hired and a year since he's been fired. And for me, this year was worse than 0-16. You might be saying, well, Derek, how is that possible? It's worse because not only did we have to go 10, 12 weeks before we won a game, it was, will the Detroit Lions go 0-17? That was the talk for the first 2.5 months of the season. We didn't win our first game until December the 5th. It had been almost a year since we won our last game. That's a long time. It was 364 days since we had won our last game. But on top of that, we had to watch the quarterback that we traded away win the Super Bowl the year after he left. It can't get any worse than it. It really can't. 0-16 brought that man here, right? So it's tough. Jim Caldwell we have not picked out of the top 10 since he got fired. Like, just think about that. Whether he could beat the good teams or not. We have not won more than 6 games. We have also not picked out of the top 10 since he's been fired. This year marks 4 consecutive top 10 picks. 2019, we picked 8th, TJ Hawkinson. 2020, we picked 3rd, Jeff Okudah. 2021, in that draft, we picked 7th, Penei Sewell. And this year, we're the highest we've been since we drafted Ndamukong Suh. We've seen what free agency, the biggest splash that we made was Trey Flowers, and we just cut him after 3 years. He was a Patricia guy. It was probably doomed to fail. And I don't think that the way that your team gets better is to go ahead and make a splash, just every big name free agent. That's unrealistic to think like that, right? But at the same time, this team needs a lot of help. And I think that it was some guys that we could have got. I was big on Robert Woods. I wish we would have traded for him. I am big on the Honey Badger, but he's probably not going to come here. We just signed a quarterback, a cornerback, a linebacker, and somebody else, and we still don't have any help at safety. Our safety depth is Tracy Walker and Will Harris. Like, everything after that, that's our safety room, right? We re-signed 11 of the 13 guys from last year. And I watched the interview from Sheila Hempford. And I must admit, man, Sheila Hempford is doing something that her mom and dad could not do. And that's actually rebuild my trust in this team. When you have faith in something, you're basically believing in something you haven't seen, right? We have not seen the Lions build correctly. So for us, it's difficult. It's difficult to have the patience. It's difficult to see the vision when all you see is losses, right? And it's tough, man. Did this team get better in free agency? Not by much. We did sign DJ Chark, and I think that was a big addition, especially for the money. But when you think about it, One thing Sheila said was we're building a culture. She thinks we have the right general manager and coach, and that people want to play for Dan Campbell. That's why the guys came back. Those guys, Khalif Raymond, Josh Reynolds, they wanted to come back. A big thing during the season was these guys going to want to come back? They did. And that means a lot because that is setting the foundation for what's to come. But at the same time, we don't have a lot of time. You know, we've never been through a correct build. It's been the last time we had any type of decent team, really, I mean, legitimately, was back in the 90s. Now, you can go back to 2014 where we lost in Jerry World. You can go back there, but you're talking about almost 30 years between, like 25 years between the two teams. The draft is encouraging because our organization hit on all 7 draft picks, and we have 9. We have 9 this year, barring we don't trade back. And we got to have the same rate. We got to hit on 6 to 7 of them. We need day one starters, right? Day one starters. Our team, I put out a poll and I'll insert it. After the first wave of free agency, how many wins do you think the Lions would have? Now mind you, this is before the draft. We are 6 months away from the season. But the majority of the people who voted said 7 wins. And for me, I need 2 things this year. I really do. For me to feel like we've made improvement. I mean, I make videos about this team every day. For me to feel like we've made improvement, we need to do 2 things. We need to win 7 wins because we haven't done that in 4 years. We need to win 7 or more. And we also need to pick outside of the top 10. That's, for me, that would make me feel like we've made some progression. If you think about it, this is year 5 of since Patricia was hired. Year 5. I said at the beginning of this video that Patricia set us back 6 years, and all of us knew it, man. I made a video. We'll pin it here. That Matt Patricia was going to do exactly what he did. I was I guess, Derek Adamus, right? So I know we get in front of the camera and we give you the Lions news, the Lions new rumors, and we do our thing, right? We talk about this team every day. We are trying to keep your hope up. You know what I mean? Trying to give you the realistic outlook on your team. Last year, nobody said the playoffs. Nobody that was in reason said playoffs. And I'm going to give y'all a sneak peek this year. We have the 5th easiest schedule in the league. Does that mean playoffs? I don't know. We can make the playoffs at 7 and 9. It almost happened. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. But I'm going to look at this team. If you look at it, we should have won 6 to 7 in 2021. What if we do win 6 to 7? What if we win those games that we should have won last year? That puts us at 7 wins. Could happen. But for me, this feels different. It feels different from what we've seen before. As far as the regime, the team building, it feels different. But we still have to see the product on the field. In case you didn't know, since I talk about this team almost every day, there's a Lions fans. We go through it, right? There's like a roller coaster, and it's a legitimate fact that the biggest part of our season is the offseason. The free agency is the equivalent to the playoffs, and the draft is the equivalent to our Super Bowl. There is more excitement about what could be than what actually is. When the Lions actually take the field and we see the finished product, week 1, week 4, we already know we move on to the draft. Like that's our life, right? As a Lions fan. And it's tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. I still feel like Brad Holmes that he needs to make a move for a safety. Something. We don't have any safety help. We are signing players who apparently want to play for Dan Campbell. But are these players going to make a difference? Not yet, probably. They had a stellar draft, and what they're doing. Sometimes when you want to go back and be like, what are they doing, man? Then you might hear something or you might see something. And you try, you really do. And this is not with Honolulu blue colored glasses. This is, you really want to see the vision. You want to see it. And I'm going to just say something for YouTube land. I believe in Jared Goff, man. I really do. I really believe in Jared Goff. And whether we take a quarterback or not, I believe in Jared Goff. I think you give him a team, he can win. We need a run game. We still don't have a run game. Even though we have some of the best running backs that we've had, we still don't have a run game. Our offensive line has to stay healthy. And we have to have more than one-year deal receivers. Brad Holmes reminds me of the father from Everybody Hates Chris. And maybe that is how you build the right way. You keep that money tight in your pocket. A bunch of one-year deals last year. Now it's a bunch of two-year deals. The next 2 years in this regime, Brad Holmes has 5 years. Dan Campbell has 6. I really see them as peas in a pod, and I think they came together. They go together. This is year 2. Year 3, year 4, that money is going to start opening up. And with what they've done, their due diligence, they should have their eyes on someone right now that will become available next year. If the Seahawks don't extend DK Metcalf, he's available. He's playing on last year his deal as of this moment. But he's not the only one. There are other guys as well. The next 2 years are going to be critical. But the thing about it is, and this is, and I'll wrap the video up here. The thing about this whole thing is we've heard this, we've seen this. It feels different. We've seen it. And we don't know what tomorrow brings, right? And I'm just ready to win. I'm ready to win. But I know that you have to build a foundation, no matter how painful that is. It's painful. Chris Board, Mike Hughes, the tight end that has like 3 catches, right? It's tough. It's tough. And you know what the funny thing is? These are some of my best videos. When I just do this, some of my best. I think one of the things about me getting on this platform when I decided to get on YouTube was to talk to other Lions fans, man, and maybe say the things that they don't want to say or say the things they don't know how to say. Faith is believing in something you can't see. I have faith in the organization, in the guys that they hired. The faith is building for the organization. But from what these guys showed me last year, hitting on the draft picks, I mean, Josh Reynolds, Khalif Raymond, we don't got any superstars. I would say we have people who can make plays but not playmakers, if that makes any sense. We don't have a face on defense. We don't have a face on offense. The closest we have is DeAndre Swift, and he's always hurt. TJ Hawkinson, he's always hurt, right? So the next 2 years in this regime are going to be huge. And hopefully, we will get what we've been waiting to see. Anyway, sometimes, man, you just got to talk. You just got to say what's on your heart and all that stuff. And I wasn't really feeling the signings like enough to make a video about them. We will see the product. We still got the draft, and we're in great position. We can still, I really believe a trade back is possible, especially Malik Willis pro day today. We'll probably talk about that tomorrow. But every now and then, you got to talk from the heart, man. You got to keep it real. So, not that I don't keep it real, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, my name is Derek. This is the Detroit Lions Syndicate. No matter what, y'all, we still here. And every time we want to leave, we keep coming back. So, you already know what we do on this channel, so make sure you subscribe. Thank you for 1,400. I appreciate y'all. You guys are awesome, as usual. Take care of yourself, and go Lions.